Okay, everybody, please continue to enjoy your meal. But I have an opportunity now. I'm honored to call up our good friend, the Israeli Consul General in New York, Ambassador Ophir Akunis. Let's have a big shout out for Ophir. Hey, woo!
Thank you, Cheryl, a dear friend. Chag Sameach, Chag Chanukah Sameach. Good evening. Shalom Lachem. It is really an honor to be here this evening to congratulate the biggest Jewish museum in the world on behalf of the State of Israel, the homeland of the Jewish people. Beit HaTfutzot, the previous name, which today is now the Anu Museum, was always part of my life. With my very first visit with my late grandfather, trying to find out the roots of his family name. That was a unique project, as far as I remember. That was in 1986, by the way, we found out what is Lustig. Yeah, it's not my current name. Akunis is from my father's side, but Lustig is from the Polish side. And the second thing that is very important to me is that my beloved wife, Adi, started to work in the museum 8 years ago as the CEO of Israel Friends of Anu. Ladies and gentlemen, the museum reflects the long journey, you use the word journey, of our people have gone through. A journey that has been filled with darkness and light. Just like the story of Hanukkah tells, our nation stood by the truth and stood strong for what is moral. We know that the old Maccabees stood up then, and we have seen our new Maccabees, our brave, beautiful, and young soldiers stand up now. They are the IDF soldiers, the new Maccabees, the Maccabees of the modern era. They are our light and an example to all of the world. My friend, it is not by accident that the Anu Museum management asked me to introduce tonight's keynote speaker, the Greek Minister of Health, Minister Adonis Georgiadis. Like him and like Dr. Bula, good to see you again. My family roots are from Greece. They lived there for almost 400 years. They were expelled 400 years ago from Spain and moved to the beautiful city of Salonika, which then was the center of the Spanish Jewish community and nicknamed Jerusalem of the Balkans, Yerushalayim shel HaBalkanim. When I served as a Minister of Science and Technology, I came to Athens on my way to Salonika, where I represented the State of Israel at the March of the Living. I met with Minister Georgiadis, who was then the Minister of Development. Well, the meeting was only supposed to last for 30 minutes, but we met for nearly an hour and a half. We talked about new agreements, cooperation, collaborations, but most importantly, we talked about the long journey our two nations have gone on. we closed our meeting. We agreed that we are two ancient nations with one great future. So, it's my privilege and honor to introduce one of the State of Israel's closest friends, who has reflected unwavering support for our country, who truly understands the real threats against Western civilization. And my friends, the threats are serious. Don't be naive. They want all of us. Israel is just the first front. Europe is the second front. And the United States of America is the third front. Don't be naive. And the minister, as I said, understands the real threats. He knows the truth, and he is a brave leader who stands tall and strong for the truth and justice. Mr. Minister, thank you for your friendship. Thank you for your unwavering support to the State of Israel, the homeland of the Jewish people, and the floor, Mr. Minister, is yours.
First of all, happy Hanukkah. It's a great honor for me being here and addressing to you all. I feel deeply honored defending Israel in my country in these very difficult and turbulent times. And I will tell you why. 2 days ago, we wake up with this terrible terrorist attack in Australia. You have my deepest condolences for what has happened. I would be very happy to say to you that this would be the last time, but I'm not sure. Because anti-Semitism has come back. And during these last years, something extraordinary happened. Israel was hit severe on the 7th of October to an attack that we couldn't believe that it would happen in our time. And after some months, the public opinion in various countries started to accuse Israel for the attack to Israel. It's totally insane. So I'm here to say to you, first of all, one thing. Israel is not alone. I'm very proud to say to you, and I will come back to the history of Maccabeus and Hanukkah, that not only me, not only the Greek government, but the Greek people stands with Israel in its vast majority. And I will tell you a small story, I will share to you a small story just to prove it. 3 months ago, when Gaza war was in a terrible time, and in all world news, you were hearing about anti-Semitic events around the world, and people that were accusing Israel, and in Greece, demonstrations from far-left parties against Israel almost every day, I decided to write an article with the title, Why I Admire Israel. My staff in my office, you know, all us politicians have some people around that try to protect us, tried to persuade me not to do it. They said to me, Minister, don't publish this article now. It's very bad for public opinion. You will lose votes. I said, I don't care. If the people don't want to vote me because I admire Israel, so be it. But I have to say why Israel is a miracle of humankind. And I wrote the article. I published it. After 30 minutes, it was almost everywhere in my country. Sorry to say, I don't want to be arrogant, but in my country I'm a little bit famous, you know, Albert. So all news sites, Twitter accounts had the article. And suddenly, more than 70% of the comments were for Israel from the people. And the people in my office suddenly came and said to me, Minister, you were right. We're not losing votes. And I was very proud about the Greek people that in this turbulence moment showed courage and started to defend Israel publicly from the next day, almost everywhere, in the internet and the news. In Greece, we have a proverb that you can know your true friend only in difficult times. And I want to tell you, even though the celebration of today started with a story about the Greeks of that time and Jews of that time, I will tell you something. I admire Maccabeus' story. I admire Hanukkah's story, and I will tell you why. Because Hanukkah speaks about freedom. Hanukkah speaks about the right of some people to choose their identity and decide who they want to be. At the end, Hanukkah speaks about liberty. And you know, liberty is a Greek value. So you defended your Jewish identity at that time, but you defended Greek values also. And you know, I will tell you something about today. Israel is not fighting a war for Israel alone. Israel is fighting a war for the Western civilization. Many times, when I'm in TV or in the parliament, and I have to defend why our government supports Israel so much, and they accuse me of being a racist and not be sympathy to people that are being dead in Gaza and whatever, I always tell them just one argument. Have you seen Arab origin people thrive in Israel? They say a lot. In Israel, Arab origin people, they can live, have their families, be elected in the Knesset, have a very prosperous life. Can you see one Jewish people in Gaza? Can you see one Jewish people in any Muslim country having the same kind of life? This is the main difference. And this is why Israel in the Middle East defends Western values. And I have to tell you, to my Jewish friends, you lost the war of propaganda during this time. I'm very sorry to say. I know from my position that during this terrible Gaza war, the people that really didn't give any value to human life was the people of Hamas. They were using their own people as human shields. They were keeping even the food in order to show to the rest of the world that there was a starving problem in Gaza caused by Israel, even though Israel was trying every day to provide food to the people of Gaza. Even when the military, the IDF, was entering Gaza, always before they were trying to say to the people who are going to come to this neighborhood, please leave this building, we want to protect your life. But all this strategy that proved that Israel tried to reduce casualties of innocent people was nowhere in the news. The only news someone could hear was bombs or rockets or whatever from Israel. And when a terrorist attack was happened to Israel, almost nobody learned about it. We have to fight very hardly to reverse this image, because anti-Semitism now has grown up again. And Jewish people deserve to feel safe, deserve to have their own way of life, deserve to protect their identity. But I want to tell you why I really admire Israel. And you will permit me to read something, because I want to say it in the English language very accurate. At the Shar Zedek Medical Center in Israel, the world's first successful transplant of a 3D printed cornea has been performed some days ago. The cornea was originally taken from a deceased donor, and after being replicated using 3D printing technology, it was transplanted into a young woman who was suffering from complete blindness and had been waiting for a transplant for a long time. Without this technology, she would have had to wait up to 2 more years being blind. Healthy corneas taken from a deceased donor can normally be transplanted only once. However, with a 3D technology developed by Israeli scientists, a single donor cornea can be multiplied to create up to 400 implants. The method is based on etc. This is just one small example of how Israeli science can prove human life as we speak around the world. And for me, it's very touching that in Israel, or by Jewish scientists here in the United States of America, or to Europe, you have provided to humankind new therapies for cancer, new therapies for various diseases, and people that even may hate Israel or fight Israel, being cured by the science that was provided in Israel. And I have to acknowledge that compared to your size as a country and to your population, the gifts you are giving to humankind are enormous. And all the other nations have to respect you for that. I respect you for that. So I want to tell you, and I'm very honored that I'm here with my good friend Albert Bourla. Albert Bourla, I have to tell you something. We are very proud about the Jewish community of our country. Unfortunately, after the Holocaust, this community declined. But a lot of them are still there, very vital. And we're very proud of this community. It gives to our country a lot of wealth. And we're very proud about Albert. You know, your success gives both a sense of pride to Greece, to Thessaloniki, and to Israel at the same time. And thank you for that. Because we can prove ourselves that we are two ancient nations, not with great population, but with a lot of people that want to be progressive, that want to achieve great things, that want to contribute to humankind. And yes, we in Greece see our future with Israel in the times to come. In 1 week, our Prime Minister, Kyriakos Mitsotakis, will be in Jerusalem for the trilateral dialogue between Greece, Cyprus, and Israel. And we wanted to go now. You know that in Europe, many people still can't see the bigger image. They want to exclude Israel even from Eurovision and say that you shouldn't participate to a song contest. Isn't this anti-Semitism? Pure anti-Semitism? So our Prime Minister is going to Jerusalem now to show and make a statement. We stand with Israel and we will fight all this together. So thank you very much for this invitation. It was a great honor. My friend Sula, thank you very much for the invitation. I really thank you for that. And my friend Veta Matathia from Athens, that really made this possible. Thank you very much. Happy Hanukkah.
Thank you, Minister Georgiadis, for your unwavering, principled, and courageous and enthusiastic support for the State of Israel and the Jewish people. My name is Daniel Pincus. It's my honor to serve as the president of the American Friends of ANU Museum of the Jewish People. On behalf of ANU, I'm delighted to present Minister Georgiadis with a gift of friendship and gratitude, a replica of Aleph amulet, a protection for a newborn son from 1887 from Ioannina in Greece, the original of which is in our museum. So please.
Thank you very much.
I think you can leave. You can take it.
I can take it from here. You will give it up.
Yeah, it's yours. You can leave it.
Okay, but you have a photo.
Sure.
with my wife.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, yes, yes. No, no, she will take the photo.
Oh, up.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Great honor. Thank you very much.
And I'd like to continue with the presentation of another award to a most worthy recipient. The Anu Yakir Award is given to a person of outstanding character and achievement. Tonight, we are proud to present it to Dr. Albert Bourla, Chairman and CEO of Pfizer. Hanukkah reminds us that we survive because some people fight to protect life when it is most fragile. Dr. Bourla's tenure as CEO of Pfizer began in late 2018, a year before our world grew dark as COVID-19 defiled our temples, our homes, our workplaces, and our gathering places. When many of us had no choice but to retreat, Dr. Bourla, a proud Jew from Salonika, and his company lit millions of candles of light and shields of protection, not from drops of olive oil, but from doses of an mRNA vaccine that allowed us to rededicate our world. As it is said in the Talmud, Kol hamatzil nefesh echad כאילו hu hitzil olam maleh. Whoever saves one life, it is as if he saved an entire world. Dr. Bourla, you and your miraculous company have saved our entire world. And for that, we are very, very grateful. Dr. Bourla.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. My pleasure. Thank you, Daniel, and thank you for your very kind words. And it is a great honor for me to be here, and it's a great honor to be among many friends. And of course, one of them is Minister Georgiadis and his wife Eugenia, that they are here with the two wonderful sons that they have. He is an unbelievable friend of Israel, but I don't admire him because he is just a friend of Israel. I admire him because he is the most progressive politician we have in Greece. Someone who says things with its name, someone who is not afraid to tell things that he believes and things that resonate with people that they have common sense. And of course, it's a privilege for me to be among friends who share a deep commitment to our global Jewish community, which we are very proud to be members of. Clearly, tonight was intended always, and it is, as a celebration of Hanukkah. And of course, also a celebration of the extraordinary impact of ANU, the Museum of the Jewish People. A few years ago, I had the profoundly moving experience of visiting the museum in Tel Aviv, and an extraordinary testament to the courage and resilience of generations of Jews around the world. My visit deepened my personal connection to our shared story, people that come from so many countries in the world because of the diaspora, but still they were able to maintain an identity looking always towards Jerusalem. The vivid, thought-provoking displays in that museum brought to life for me how much we have contributed to the world and how much we have endured. This is certainly worthy of celebration tonight, though as members of the Jewish community, our hearts are also heavy tonight. We grieve with the families of those attacked in Australia. And we grieve with Jewish people everywhere, confronting the frightening reality of hatred. Once again, in Australia, innocent people were targeted and killed. It's only for being Jewish. They haven't done anything else, other than being Jewish. Like many of you, though, and that's such a brilliant moment in history, I was awed by the courage of the bystander who risked his life to disarm one of the gunmen in Sydney. Ahmed Al-Ahmed. He is a husband, he is a father, he had obligations to his family, and he is a Muslim. And he was the shop owner who immigrated from Syria to Australia, and undoubtedly saved many lives when he put his own life at risk. This shows how the good in humanity can overcome evil when we are brave enough to take a stand. That shows that good people can exist among all nations, among all religions, and that should be the uniting factor that brings all of us together. Sadly, though, we have seen too many other recent examples of those who give in to the hate. Violence and threats against Jewish communities have been rising across the world in recent years. Deadly attacks, even more vandalisms of synagogues, intimidation on college campuses. People could be afraid to wear anything that gives up that they are of Jewish identity. Anti-Semitic incidents in the US reached an all-time high last year. It is sad, it is disturbing, but frankly, it's not a surprise. Hate speech is legitimized when prominent civic and business leaders with influential platforms fail to confront it. Not only it is because they support it, we are equally responsible those that we fail to confront it. We have heard chants of globalize the Intifada in the streets. And many politicians, unlike my friend, Minister of Health, refuse to condemn it because it's not popular and they will lose votes. My heart goes to this city. Outside of Israel, New York City is home of the largest Jewish population. We should expect that the incoming mayor-elect needs to understand that what happened in Australia could happen here, and the risk is extremely, extremely high. And we should expect leaders like him, the mayor, the elect mayor of New York City, to use the full moral authority of the office of the mayor to speak up with clarity that hateful words and threats have no place in this city. We cannot ignore how we are feeling in this deeply worrisome and heartbreaking time. I also believe that these are moments where we must draw inspiration from the enduring spirit of the Jewish people over thousands of years. And the message of Hanukkah is about the triumph of light over darkness and faith over fear. I feel deep pride in a heritage defined not only by what others have tried to take from us, but also with what we have given to the world as Jewish people. Innovation, scholarship, art, and yes, in the field that I am so involved, medicine. What inspires me the most in the unwavering commitment to justice and human dignity, we embrace tikkun olam, the responsibility to repair the world. We are people who refuse to let darkness have the final word. This is the reason, and this is a lesson that I learned firsthand from my parents, Moise and Sarah Burla. I'm inspired every day by their courage and unbreakable spirit that they transferred to me and my sister when we were growing up. They survived the Holocaust, as most of you know, and they were introduced to each other through a typical Jewish matchmaking. They liked each other and they decided to rebuild their lives after the war in Thessaloniki, a city that before the Holocaust had 55,000 Jews, and after the Holocaust only 700. My mother often talked with me about optimism and hope. Many Holocaust survivors never spoke about their experiences, either because it was very painful or because they didn't want to transmit this fear to their kids. My parents did, and particularly my mom. My father was a little bit shyer, on the shy side. But my mom, yeah, she did speak. But the thing that I feel so grateful about both of them is that she never spoke to me, although she would have every right to do it, about hatred, about how much Nazis or Germans did that to us without reason, and how much we should make sure that we hate them the same way, or we take revenge, or we take the guns and kill them. Never. In fact, she used all these experiences that she had, which was an experience that it was certain that she would die. She was set in front of a wall, and behind the wall, and in front of a firing squad, and she was just removed out of this line because a relative paid some bribes to German officials, just the last moment before the execution. This experience, although she was in jail and she suffered abuse, physical, sexual, whatever you can endure in a jail and you are a teenager, she transferred to me as a celebration of life. She taught me that nothing is impossible. I was in front of a firing squad, and I was saved. And look at me now. I have you and your sister. And I still remember, and I have said that many times, my mom, when I would go as a young kid to her to complain about the hardships of the homework that the teacher had assigned to me, but she will wave her finger in front of me and say, "Don't tell me you can't do it. I survived the firing squad. Just go and do it." Life is worth celebrating. That's the conclusion. And those values shaped me, and I find tremendous purpose in work to bring right now with Pfizer medicines and vaccines improving lives around the world. Clearly one of the highest moment in the history of our company, when we step up to the challenge, and from nothing we created a vaccine and a treatment that really saved millions of lives, opened the global economy. And don't underestimate that. Protected the social network, the social fabric that was a risk when grandchildren couldn't visit the grandparents and people were feeling isolated, being alone home. And all this achievements, they guide me as a husband, as a father, and as a leader. Tonight, I want to thank Anu and its American friends for this great, great honor. I'm humbled to stand alongside past recipients whose contributions to our world and community have been truly exceptional. And also I thank Anu for an unwavering commitment to all Jewish people's history. My hope is that all of us will be inspired to spread the light. And we must, all of us. We can't just stay silent. We should spread the light. We should speak for the positive things that are happening from Jewish people, and we should speak against hatred. Hatred against Jews and others. Hatred against Muslims. We should be the ones that speak about the world as a place that we can all live together in peace and harmony, despite what we believe, despite where we belong. So, with our voices and its connection, we strengthen not only Jewish communities worldwide, but basic human values that will drive our communities to a better tomorrow. Thank you all, and may your Hanukkah be filled with hope.
Thank you, Dr. Borla. Before you go, we have one additional surprise for you. This is a copy of the first edition of the Maaseh Tuvia by Tuvia HaKohen, who studied at the University of Padua in Italy in the 17th century.
Wow.
The book includes illustrations by the author known as the House of the Body, which is a visual allegory comparing the organs of the human body with the components of a house. And it is our pleasure and our honor to present this to you on behalf of ANU.
Thank you very much.
Before we conclude our program, I'd like to again thank Shula Bahat and Gloria Galan for making this entire evening possible. I'd like to thank my parents and wife, Becky. And I'd like to now welcome back our friend and my dear friend, Ladino singer and activist Sarah Aroeste. She's going to lead us in some meaningful new music. And after her performance, please join us for dessert. Thank you very much for coming.
This song is one that was made famous by the Coro Saloniki, a chorus of Jews from Thessaloniki, from Salonika, during World War II. This is an old Sephardic folk song that the Salonican Jewish community reinterpreted the last verse. And they held on to hope that no matter what happened, one day they would be united. Arvoles lloran voluvias y ven verás, ven verás, ven y verás, veremos el amor que hemos tenemos, vemos aún reímos. El amor que hemos tenemos, vemos aún reímos. Torno y digo que va a ser de mí. Bendirás llenas, yo me voy a morir. Torno y digo que va a ser de mí. Bendirás llenas, yo me voy a morir. We come from such a long legacy of survivors, and we come from all corners of the world. I am so proud to stand here tonight as a Greek Jew, and I'm singing in the Greek Jewish language of Ladino, also known as Judeo-Espanol. It is the language of my family. And the one thing that unites Jews, no matter what your background is our connection to the Torah. La ketubah de la ley, la honoramos. La ketubah de la ley, la honoramos. I want to give a shout out to the Anu Museum and all its amazing work spreading the joy and love of the diversity of the Jewish people. And one of the things they do so well is through food, through Foodish. So I want to give a shout out to those from Foodish here. And so we're going to sing a song next, which is a very playful song about different species eating together. So we have Greeks, and we have Israelis, and we have Sephardim, and we have Ashkenazi, and we have everybody in this room. And we can all break bread and eat together. So in this song, you will meet a frog, a mouse, and a camel, all making a delicious dessert together as you eat your dessert. Here we go. Si verías a la rana asentada en la hornalla, si verías a la rana asentada en la hornalla, friendo sus buenas fritas y partiendo a sus hermanicas, friendo sus buenas fritas y partiendo a sus hermanicas. Benzeni severim, shokzeni severim, benzeni severim, shokzeni severim. Si verías al ratón asentado en el cantón, si verías al ratón asentado en el cantón, mandando sus buecesicas y partiendo a sus hermanicas, mandando sus buecesicas y partiendo a sus hermanicas. Benzeni severim, shokzeni severim, benzeni severim, shokzeni severim. Si verías al camello asentado en el tablero, si verías al camello asentado en el tablero, abriendo sus buenas filas más delgadas de sus cabellos, abriendo sus buenas filas más delgadas de sus cabellos. Benzeni severim, shokzeni severim, benzeni severim, shokzeni severim, benzeni severim, shokzeni severim, benzeni severim, shokzeni severim. Like in all Jewish rites, we need a community. This song is a very traditional Sephardic Greek Jewish wedding song. And we like to laugh at ourselves, even if the bride has no money. And this is a plug that if you do have money, you should be donating to the Anu Museum. But in this song, the bride has no money, and it doesn't matter. The whole community comes out to celebrate. We need our community. Scala rica de oro y de marfil, para que suba la novia a dar kidushin. tengan mucho bien. As we say in Ladino, Hanukkah Alegre, Hanukkah Alegre. We're going to end with a song that everybody knows, but first I will sing it in Ladino and then I will ask everyone to stand and we will sing it in Hebrew. The next slide, please. I invite you all to stand.